Hey guys, you definitely don't want to miss this year's Arizona's Self-Storage Association's conference. It's going to be held on September 25th and 26th. They put together a fantastic event and I highly suggest you don't miss it. Go to azselfstorage.org to check out all the details and get registered today.
So the big question is this: how are those in the self-storage industry like us going to be successful in today's market? That's the question, and this show will give you the answers. My name is Jim Ross, and welcome to the Self-Storage Show.
Hi everyone, this is Jim Ross in the Self-Storage Show. Today we're going to continue our Speaker Spotlight series for the upcoming Arizona Self-Storage Association conference next month. Got Travis Morrow with me. How's it going?
Excellent. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always kind of fun doing these things, so it'll be kind of fun to see.
My, my first video podcast, so I'm excited as well.
It's kind of funny. I used to do a lot of like the audio kind of versions, and it was like, no, I prefer video because I don't know, it's more like having a conversation. So
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, for those that don't know, maybe just kind of tell us a little bit about you and how you kind of got into storage in the first place.
So I've been in self-storage for 15 years. I actually married into the self-storage business.
Uh-oh.
One of the guests that you have on previously that's going to be speaking at the Arizona show is my father-in-law, Bob Schaff.
Yep.
I'm actually going to be doing the interview of him for the lunch with an operator portion of the AZSA show. So I'll be interviewing with him. So met my wife in college, and Bob was generous enough to let me intern with National Self Storage, and I've been in self storage ever since.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I was talking to Bob or talk a little bit before we started recording, and long story short, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here either.
Really?
Well, yeah, he hired my brother. That was my brother's first job in the self storage. He hired my brother for National Self Storage here in Salt Lake.
There are a lot of people still in the storage industry today that have a similar story that started with National Self Storage. So,
oh, it's crazy. I remember being like 7 years old and tooling around on the golf cart around that facility.
that's my wife's story.
Is it? Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So anyway, kind of get to it here for next month. We got the Arizona Self Storage Conference coming up. You're kind of presenting on automation. You're kind of seems to be the king of that lately with that new site you got going. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, I'm a real firm believer in the concept of modernizing our customer experience. And the topic of my presentation is automation factor fiction. Some people still don't believe in the concept of automating their self-storage facility. And some people think automation is just completely doing away with the manager, and that's not necessarily the case. It's more to make the manager more effective and be able to spend more time renting units as opposed to running back and forth, taking locks off of units and removing red locks and putting yellow locks on, and all of that kind of day-to-day operation stuff that managers have to deal with that take away from their time in the office and the opportunity to answer the phone and rent units to customers that come into the facility. So we're going to talk a lot about some of the myths that are out there about facility automation and the types of people that would use an automated facility. You mentioned my facility here in Arizona. It's 636 units, all of them automated smart units, and 75% of my customers are retirees, and they use it back and forth every day. I see them on cameras. I live really close to the facility, so I drive by it all the time, and I see people using the automation, and they're truly wowed by it. And that is the modern experience that I believe that the self-storage industry is headed towards. And so, yeah, I am out there a fair bit talking about it, but I truly believe that as operators, we need to be trending in that direction because that's what our customer is going to be looking for.
Oh, totally. And if you don't mind, kind of break it down. What do you mean by a smart unit?
So traditionally, access control in self-storage was your gate, and then sometimes the door to go into a hallway. But access control now has come all the way down to the individual unit. And so the system that we installed from Janice at our facility allows the customer to access not only the facility using their phone, but the unit itself using their phone is locked and unlocked via Bluetooth without using a traditional lock system.
Wow.
So they never have to remember their key.
Like you swipe your phone kind of a thing, and
You don't even have to swipe it. You get within range and the button turns dark and you hit the button and the light goes from red to green and the unit's unlocked.
I gotta check this out. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is really cool.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that right when you started talking about, because I hear that from managers sometimes. They feel like, well, I'm getting replaced. It's like, no, we're
No.
because they're to enhance you.
Yeah, we're trying to make your life more efficient and better at operating the storage facility. You know, there are all of the daily operations tasks that managers need to do, but they do spend a lot of time running back and forth. And me as an operator, I want to give my managers every opportunity to rent units, whether they be phone calls or web leads or whatever the case may be. I need them there ready to pick up the phone or call someone back quickly when they're ready to rent a unit.
No.
And if they're on a golf cart roaming around taking locks on and off all day, you know, they're not doing their primary mission, which is to rent units.
No, that's exactly it. It's just being more efficient. That's the bottom line.
Yep,
all comes down to efficiency.
You know, I say it always takes humans to run an unmanned facility.
That should be the new tagline.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, I'm excited. I want to hear. Because one thing you hear from people, you hear like the vendors talk about it, but
yeah,
I want to hear someone that's doing it.
I've been doing it now for 15 months in Marana. I helped open a couple other facilities and did some different expansions where we're running that system as well. And so I've been in the thick of it for 18 months and am happy to share my experience with other operators. And once again, it's because I believe that as an industry, this is where we need to go to mirror the customer experience that customers get at their bank, at their grocery store, at every place else that they do business. Self-storage, we're just kind of lagging behind, and now we have the opportunity to catch up.
Well, you said it took words right out of my mouth. I was just going to say, look at other industries, and you can see how it's creeping in for the automation. So, you know, storage, we're always 10 years behind the times. So, hey,
correct.
Up. I mean, you're leading the way, so I love it. So anyway, you're speaking on, was it September 25th. So
correct, right after. So I'm going to do the interview with Bob at lunch, and then it will transition into my automation factor fiction.
Cool. All right, looking forward to it. I'll see you then, man.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, take care.
Bye.